I'm the river, I'm the rain, the lonesome whistle of a train. I'm the amber waves of grain. I'm the highway, I'm the farm, fertile fields and boulevards, the hand that rests over your heart. Oh, I'm the echo of the bell that's ringing. Oh, I'm the freedom in the song we're singing. I'm the seed that's in the dust. I'm the prayer in God we trust. A place to dream for all of us. I'm America. Dance, the open window to a chance, the place where courage takes a stance. All the colors that you see, the lights from 30,000 feet. Yeah, I'm the roar of victory. Oh, I'm the echo of the bell that's ringing. Oh, I'm the freedom in the song we're singing. I'm the seed that's in the dust. I'm the prayer in God we trust. A place to dream for all of us. I'm America. I'm America. I'm the fathers, I'm the sons. I'm the footprints in the mud. I'm a shelter washed in blood. Oh, 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 I'm the seed that's in the dust. I'm the prayer in God we trust. A place to dream for all of us. I'm America. I'm America. I'm America. I'm America.
Welcome to HomeFront Sit Rep. I hope you're in for a great show today because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront Syrup on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront Syrup's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.
Mic in hand, ready for deployment. Podcast feels heavy as the ointment. Veteran tales straight from the trenches. Pop culture splices, pulling down the fences. Homefront sit rap, stories that collide. Veterans speaking truth, no reason to hide. Gritty and raw podcast on replay. Decoding the past, paving the way. War zone whispers, bullets and bombs. Back to civilian ticking like a time bomb. Medals on the mantle, scars on the mind. Every episode another mystery to find. Homefront sit rep, voices from the fight. Veterans sharing dark, stepping into light. Real life saga, not some fairy tale. Truth and resilience, never gonna fail. Homefront sit rep, stories that collide. Veterans speaking truth, no reason to hide. Gritty and raw podcast, all replay. Decoding the past, paving the way. War zone whispers, bullets and bombs. Back to civilian ticking like a time bomb. Medals on the mantle, scars on the mind. Every episode another mystery to find. Legacy 11X, story of Marines. Army anecdotes, Gulf War scenes. Vietnam echoes, Desert Storm sounds. Podcast chronicles, glory and bounds. Homefront sit rep, honesty is core. Veterans laying bare what they endure. From the front lines to the homebound grief. Episodes of grit, grind through the grief.
Welcome, everybody, to a Sunday edition of Homefront Sit Rep. How is everybody doing? Gunny, how are you, sir?
Good, man. Good. I missed last Monday due to getting the wife a new vehicle. She decided on a Lincoln Corsair, new to us. It is a 2023 holdover, so it's new from the dealer too, which is
Nice.
great. And then she had a cosmetic surgery on Wednesday. One of her implants had burst, and they had to take them out, put new ones in, and upon inspection, there was deterioration of
Mm.
the one that burst, and then the other one was put in upside down. How a plastic surgeon does that is beyond me, but I'm not the doctor. I'm not in the room. I don't know what's going on in there. And
Right,
then
right.
dug out this morning of the 3+ inches of snow that is now turning to ice, and then went to a hockey game today, and the Cyclones just could not pull it off. Indeed, just crushed them. I mean, I say crush. It was 2-0, but it's a hockey game.
Yeah.
A lot of shots on goal, just nothing happening there. And then, of course, we've had a lot of rain, and there's a lot of flooding down in southern Kentucky. So we definitely want to pray for everybody down there.
Yeah, dude, it was super crazy. I mean, I knew we were going to get some snow. Our news people said, "Oh, just a dusting." I got up this morning and there was like 3 to 4 inches. I was like, "Holy cow!" I said, I told the wife, I said, "Are we going to church?" And plus all the rain we had like 6 inches of rain, and flood, like you said, flooding everywhere. And it's just crazy. So yeah, we definitely got to pray for everybody in Eastern Kentucky and Southeastern Kentucky. Definitely got to pray for them, because I mean, they were devastated a while back with all the flooding up there. So I can only imagine what 6 inches of rain plus snow on top of it.
Well, the snow melt, right? Because they
Yeah,
had snow, then they had the rain, which melted the snow, and now they have more snow on top of the rain that they had. So, yeah, I mean, I saw pictures of Hazard earlier today, and downtown Hazard was flooded already. I've seen some other aerial shots from around Eastern Kentucky, and it's just not a good sight down there. I mean, kind of not along the same lines as Western North Carolina, but down there in those hollers, man, down in the valleys, there's
yeah,
nowhere for that water to go but to rise.
yeah. And it goes whichever way it can go, and
Yeah,
whatever the easiest path of resistance is what it
yeah.
does. And so we definitely going to pray for everybody that was affected with this little storm that just came through, because I mean it was a massive storm from Tennessee all the way up, even further to down south, and then all the way up, and then now it's moved over.
Dude, it went from yeah, like I looked last night. So Little Rock, Arkansas, down to like New Orleans, then all the way up across through into Nova Scotia.
Yeah,
It was a huge storm, and then there was small storms off of that. But yeah, yesterday's storms that came through and just rocked the East Coast, and they're getting bombarded with snow up in the Northeast right now. But
yeah,
yeah, it's
it,
just crazy.
it's definitely crazy, man. And here we are, we're where I'm at, we're dealing with the ice and stuff like that. My daughter was supposed to drive home last night. They had to lock in for archery, and it was pounding rain, like just pounding rain, and then it stopped. And my wife and my youngest daughter had just like drove through the pounding rain, and she goes, and my newly minted driver who was able to drive on her own drove to lock in, and my wife was like, we're gonna have to go pick her up. She's not driving in this. And I'm like, she'll be fine. I was like, she'll be fine.
Yeah, doing the
Uh
typical dad thing.
yeah, I was like, she'll be fine. And my wife was like, no, there's water like covering the road right there in town where it divots. I was like, she'll be fine. And then we get up there to school, and it's barely raining at this point. And I was like, oh, see, I told you she would have been fine. And then as soon as they got done at 10 o'clock and we started driving home, here it comes again. It just let loose. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, you were right. I was wrong. Which is
Well, I
hard
mean,
for
we had lightning, thunder, and I mean thunder that just rolled on forever. Like like 30 seconds, 45 seconds of thunder. It was crazy. And the boys last night, they're like, Dad, we want to go to Steak and Shake and get a shake. And I'm like, whatever, go ask your mother and see what she says. And it was, you can go as long as Dad drives. Because we have a couple spots on the road I live off of. The little dips. going back
Yeah.
towards Turkey Foot. You left my house.
Yeah.
One, a couple of those dips, it floods on that side of the road. And Mike was like, well, where is it? I'm like, it's right here. And I moved over just a little bit. And he's like, oh, yeah, I would not have seen that. But, you know, we've been driving it. I've been driving it. We've been here for going on 15 years now. So we know where the rough spots are. He's only been driving for a couple of years, and he's, you know, not too observant sometimes when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah. And you know, kids that age, they know everything. Mom and dad don't know anything. And it's just like, bro, you don't know everything. Quit arguing, quit back
Yeah.
talking. And you know, it is what it is. And so, you know,
Yeah,
so
I saw a thing from Troy that popped up in there earlier. Troy, how you doing? Thanks for
yeah,
joining us tonight.
Mr. Troy. So tonight we were supposed to have Ricoh Danielson on. As of right now, he didn't show up just as of yet. He still might. I don't know. We're waiting for confirmation. We did get confirmation he would be here. But you know, things happen and he could be no power,
Yeah.
we don't know. So we didn't hear anything. I'm waiting to hear back from his management group that he has. So tonight, Gunny and I, we're gonna free wing it tonight. We're gonna talk about a little bit of this and a little bit about that. If anybody has anything they want to talk about in chat, let me and Gunny know, and we can definitely chit chat on that. I want to thank everybody that's in TikTok that is liking the live in TikTok and sending gifts in TikTok as well. I'm so happy to be able to be on TikTok as well, because there's a lot. Yeah, finally. I mean, there's a large following on TikTok and a large veteran community, and they're friggin' amazing. I do want to give a shout out. I know Gunny had his last time, but I do want to give a shout out to James with um, Heroes of America and Beyond. I had to think about it, brain fart there a minute. I did get my coins. That's one there. Got that one there. Got this one there. I'm definitely gonna have to put it this way, Gunny, so the Marine Corps is sticking out.
Yeah, that's where mine is. It's on that side for the Marine Corps holding out.
And then the first responder coin, which I think is super cool. It's got a sheriff and police on one side and fire and EMS on the other. And then just the United States of America, the thank you coin. Thank you for your service. So I want to give James a big shout out. James with America's Heroes and Beyond. Give him
Yeah, we didn't talk about it last time. We just, you know, they were sitting here behind us, and that's where they sit there. But you know, I wanted to wait for you to get yours before we mentioned anything. I did respond to him in the email and know that they arrived, and yeah, greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. And I can't wait to get our coin in. I'm almost there. I mean, it's like right here. I could feel it, and we'll have our coins in from Homefront Sit Rep, and we will have them up for sale. We're going to sell them for $15 a piece plus $5 for shipping and handling. So to be $20, you'll be able to get our coins that Gunny designed. They're friggin' phenomenal. Thank you again, Gunny, for taking my ideal and running with it. I mean, it really turned out way better than I had anticipated. But yeah, they're phenomenal. So they will be up for sale. So what we'll do is I'll set up a Venmo or PayPal underneath the Homefront Sit Rep or Cash App, whatever. I'll do all of them I can. You send me the money. I'll turn around and put the coins in the mail, ship them out with your address and everything. That way you'll get the coins because they're going to be a nice coin to add to your collection. So like I said, $15 for the coin and then $5 for shipping and handling. And basically what that's going to allow Gunny and I to do is to reorder new coins and then create a new coin in the future. That's all we want to do with that. We just want to have enough money to make new coins to hand out and also sell, and then also come up with a new coin in the future. And Gunny and I are already spitballing on a new coin, which I'm not going to throw out anything out there yet, but we are spitballing a new coin idea. So I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the current one, you know, it's got that special surprise on the back that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
pretty unique. I do have one in the collection that you can see behind me. I'm not going to point it out, that does have that same feature on it. And it was one of the first ones that they did with that special effect.
Yeah.
And man, it's pretty cool. And then, to find out that it can be any color, and it's like, ooh, that's even more
Yeah.
special, right? Just
Yeah.
because
That's,
of what it is. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I can't wait for them to come in. But yeah, it's give me something cool for everybody. Those who collect and want to grow their collection. And
yeah, for sure. Yeah, so Rico, he was supposed to come on. He's cybersecurity, and with today's technology, with everything that out there, like look at me right now. I have an iPhone sitting in front of me, looking at the comments from TikTok. I got my laptop over here next to me with TikTok doing the video, and then plus I'm doing the everything here on the desktop, and I'm like, definitely could use some cybersecurity. So I was hoping he'd come on and talk about what he did in the military and then what he's doing now. Because, dude, you see those phishing scams all the time with the text messages, emails, and it's like, hey, click on this link. No, don't ever click on no link.
yeah,
I even tell my cousin when he sends me stuff in via Facebook Messenger, I'm like, dude, I don't click on any link. I don't care who sends it to me. I don't click on a link
no,
because you never know. He might have clicked on it and then he got spoofed, and
right.
now I click on it, I get spoofed, and it's just like, no, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, usually what I'll do is I'll share it, to Facebook, and then I'll put out there, or if I send it to you, I'll be like, hey, just sent you a link, right?
Yeah.
I'll send you the text. But yeah, it's the new one that's going around right now is you have a unpaid toll. That's the current one going around that you're getting a text message
Oh yeah,
for.
the Trimark or whatever it
Yeah, and
is.
I'm like, I've got a Easy Pass first and foremost, right? But the only toll that's near us is the bridge going over into Indiana. That's tolled, and I've not been there, so I know. And my phone's not attached to my Easy Pass. And how do they get your phone number from your license
Okay.
plate? This, that, and the other. So there's just so many red flags to it, and I know all my Easy Pass stuff comes up as Easy Pass. Whether it's in the email or the bill on from the company.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
if I'm going
reason
through Illinois and it's the iPass, but
Yeah, yeah. So we haven't been in Indiana since my dad passed, or my stepdad actually. Let's take it back. My stepdad passed, and the wife, she goes online, she pays that bill. She's like, "All right, I gotta go pay that bill." And then when we get text message, I'm like, "Bro, none of the vehicles are in my name, so why are you sending me the text message?" Because
yeah,
all three of our vehicles is in my wife's name. I'm like, "Why am I getting a text message?" So it's crazy with the whole Riverlink system, and I don't know if it's Riverlink up north too. I don't know if it's the same company or not, but
yeah. So, I mean, like Florida had, I think it's the Sun Pass, right? But then
yeah,
they have just incorporated Easy Pass within the past year and a half, 2 years. So it's all one system now. Or if you get the E Pass, you can link so many to them. Like everything in the Northeast is Easy Pass. Like iPass for Illinois, but it's still the Easy Pass system. The Ohio
okay,
Turnpike system is still Easy Pass.
okay, okay,
Georgia and the Peach Pass, I'm not sure if they're linked with Easy Pass yet, but and then like California has Fast Track. There's something on, oh my gosh, Oklahoma through native territory. They have their own system set up that's not Easy Pass. So there's a bunch of them out there,
okay,
but
okay.
you just have to, know what you're doing.
So
I mean, and a lot of them are the bill by plate. So you just get a thing in the mail saying you got to pay this, but it comes from the state or, that has the system in place. Like
yeah,
if I go to DC, it comes from either DC, Maryland, or Virginia. It doesn't come from Easy Pass. It comes from that state. And for Kentucky, if you don't pay the toll for going into Clarksville, it ends up going to your DMV, and then you pay your
oh,
fine through the DMV when you go to register your vehicle.
Oh, okay. Okay. So when you pay your taxes and re-register it,
Yeah.
it gets you that way.
Yeah.
Okay. All
And
right. Cool.
there's added cost that way too, which is, you don't want to go that way because they could send you, a ticket in the mail or whatever.
I see you're wearing your Daytona 500 hat in lieu of today's Daytona 500 running.
Yeah. I thought I was going to miss a lot of it going to the hockey game today. And then a guy that we served with, Rob Casey, he is part of Fallen Outdoors. And they are going to have advertisement and stickers on the 10 car with Ty Dillon this year. So he's down in Daytona. And I saw that he posted that they're in a rain delay. So I was able to watch most of it after I got home. But yeah, so this is from the 2014 Daytona 500. This is actually from the fire crew. This was a special hat given to the crash fire EMTs and all that stuff at the Speedway.
Nice.
Yeah. So in 2013, one of the guys that was the finalist for the Your Heroes Name Here through Crown Royal for Indy was one of the guys from Daytona. So in 14, we went down and he gave me one of the hats from the group. So it was pretty cool. This is the second time it's been on my head.
Heck yeah. No, I love it. I love it. I love me some NASCAR. I was a big Dale Sr. fan, and then Dale Jr., Kerry Earnhardt as well. I definitely love, I guess Earnhardt family is somebody I've always, I don't know, liked when it come to racing. When Dale Sr. died, that was a very tragic day in NASCAR, in NASCAR and juniors. So, or in general. So.
Yeah. Well, I never, I didn't go the junior route. I was like whoever fills his role in the car, and it ended up being Kevin Harvick. And then this younger guy, I say younger, he's our age, came into the sport in the truck series driving for Jack Roush. And I liked his attitude, his passion for the sport. And then later I got to meet him and hang out with him a little bit. So it was Kurt Busch, and, hanging out with Kurt and really getting to know him and, the way he interacted with the boys when they were younger. And dude, he's such a great dude. And everybody's like, oh, he's an a-hole. I'm like, he's passionate about the sport. There was a NASCAR reporter asked me one time, why do I like Kurt? And I told him, he goes, well, people see him as a hothead. I'm like, what's your favorite car? If you could have one car in the world, what would it be? And the guy told me his car. And I'm like, you have that car. You pull out of your driveway and you get T-boned. The very first person you see when you get out of your car is a reporter and says, how do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Every single car for Kurt is his favorite car. He's being paid to win a race. So, Tony Stewart, the same way, get all the reporters want that reaction. Give them time to digest what just happened, whether it's the car blowing up, whether it's somebody getting into them, whatever. But every single car that they drive at that time is their favorite car. And the first person they see is you with a mic. Tell me how you felt about that. Dude, come on.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's kind of like a singer, they go out there and they perform a song, and that's at that time it's their favorite song. And then, they write their next song and that's their favorite song. And the reporter's like, well, I thought that was your favorite song. Well, at
the time it was.
Yeah, it kind of was until I wrote my next song. I forget who it was that said that on one of our lives. He said his favorite song is the next one he writes. So that's the way I look at it with doing this podcast, man. Every episode, I love every episode. For one, it's therapy for me. For two, I get to talk to people on TikTok. I get to talk to the people in the chat here on StreamYard, Facebook, and YouTube, and all of that. So every episode is special to me. I don't think I've had one that I've liked more than others. There are some that are more drier, and the content, what's that? The safety. God, I can't even think of what it is. It's the safety plan, the DAV, the VA safety plan.
Yeah.
For people that are dealing with their demons a little bit harsher than others, and they have to come up with a safety plan just in case. So that was a whole lot drier content, but it was stuff that needed to be put out, because there are veterans out there that don't go to the VA, and they are dealing with their demons and they don't know how to deal with the demons. So the safety plan is in place. Now they have
Yeah.
a where they can come here and see the safety plan.
Well, the
So
thing is too, it may seem dry to you or I, but there's somebody out there that the message is going to resonate with,
yeah,
and that message at that time might be what they needed to hear,
yeah,
So rather, it's dry for you or dry for me. And I got one of my buddies, Mark, signs on every now and then, and he'll be like, I can tell within the first, 10 to 15 minutes of the episode if I'm going to continue to watch it or not, just by watching you and your expressions. I'm like, oh, it's that bad. He's like, no, he goes, I just know you. He's known me
yeah,
for going on 11 years. So, yeah,
yeah,
it's one of those things that when you spend a lot of time with somebody, you can tell when, they're not too enthused to be there. But,
yeah,
even if he signs off, something might pop in later that grabs my attention, and then I'm engaged in the conversation. And, some of the times you're like, you all right over there? Dude, I'm good. I'm just taking in the conversation. The conversation's so good that I don't need to interject, like when we had the Valhalla Viking on. That dude, I could have listened to him talk all night,
yeah,
just because the energy that both of them bring and the passion they bring for the project that they're doing.
yeah,
Right. That if that doesn't draw you in, energy and passion, I don't know what to tell you.
yeah,
There's things, I mean, even like when we had Lacey and her husband on,
yeah.
the passion, the passion that they have for farming and what they're doing for the veteran community and in their community, not just the veteran community, and the meets and everything else. I mean, there's just been so many that oh my god, the year that I've been doing this with you, I guess that it's not been that long. It's been like 6 months, but there's just so many that they're very passionate, and then you have like Black Dog, right? He's very timid and at first, right? But then when he started talking about what he was doing and what he wanted to do, the energy, the passion came out, and he opened up. You know what I mean? He wasn't.
Oh yeah, he blossomed.
Here. Yeah, he came out. He came out of his shell, and it's hard to talk about yourself and your life circumstances and what you've been through, or your whatever you call it, your story. It's hard to talk about things like that, especially to a bunch of strangers. It is.
Oh yeah.
It's easier for the three of us to talk offline backstage, as the show's spinning up or when we get done with the episode, because it's only the three of us. But then you look on here and you're like, hey, we got 60 people in TikTok right now. It's like, oh, there's that many people listening to me. Just be yourself, man. That's all we ask you to do. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Because people can tell if you're full of or not.
Oh yeah. I love when they settle in, because you could tell when somebody's nervous, and then when they settle in and they just blossom, and then they blossom even more when they start talking about a project that they're very passionate about. So you brought up Valhalla Viking. So I've been following him for a while. And then, how during that episode, I was like, hey, I'm going to get you connected with Hollywood Herd and Nick Palmasino. Well, we've already had our first meeting with Hollywood Herd and Nick via Zoom. And the passion that Chris brought,
right? Yeah.
Hollywood and Nick were very intrigued. But here's the catcher to it is Chris didn't describe it like break down the episodes, like in their brain they have what they want to do, but they didn't really break it down. Like if it's a one season kind of thing, does the start and does it end when the last episode, just in case Netflix, Amazon. So that's something that they had to look into. And then, Nick and Hollywood were both like, man, we love what you're doing. We want to help you any way we can. And then they started giving them ideas. I mean, Hollywood and Nick were like, well, how about doing this? and how about doing it this way or this way? And Chris is like, oh man, that's a really good idea. And then, they're like, well, how about starting off with like Angel Network, which is a new network that just came out. I guess it just came out. I just found out about it not too long ago with that Homestead, that new show called Homestead on it. And so they were giving them all kinds of ideas. What's going on, Rich LaMonica? What's up, brother? How
Yeah,
are
I
you,
mean,
sir?
and when you have guys that have done what they're doing, that feedback is extremely helpful.
Oh yeah,
Or,
very.
or can be, if you decide to
Yeah,
apply. They've got the vision what they want to do.
yeah.
And the thing is, they is it one of those things that's going to jump around from past to future to present to future to past, and that's just what they got to figure out what they want. And when you're talking about that stuff with
Well, I think they were
producers
also
or directors and stuff, that's what they want to know is what's the flow gonna be.
yeah. Well, I think Chris were a little on the timid side because Hollywood is very cutthroat. And I don't think they wanted to give them all the information up front, just meeting them.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to fill them out and stuff. So I think that's kind of what happened. So who knows? Rich said Rich was supposed to go home tonight to Tennessee, but I guess he got stuck in Indiana. So, well, all right. Question for you, Sam.
Yeah.
So we didn't have the COVID vaccine when we were in, right? Correct. So we didn't have to be. Now we were forced to take the anthrax. If you remember that, we were forced.
I was not, because I was on recruiting duty and they didn't force us to do it.
Oh, okay.
You got recalled and you were forced to do it.
Actually, I did it before. Hold on. Yeah, I got it before I got out.
Didn't do it. Yeah, I didn't do it. It was not required at recruiter school or even when I got on the streets as a recruiter.
So what do you think about all of the soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen that were booted out because they refused to take the COVID vaccine? Now they're letting them come back in with rank, the same rank they had, plus they're getting back pay. What do you think?
Honestly, it's no different than if you get out voluntarily and decide to come back in. I was against the shot, but my doctor, because of my medical issues, like, Sam, I highly suggest that you take this just because of how susceptible you are. I'm like, yeah, whatever, sure. And I did, the 2 and a booster. I had zero effects from it whatsoever.
Yeah.
My son, on the other hand, my oldest, has developed something from, I believe it's either from the shot plus the long COVID or whatever the hell they're calling it, but he's developed something, an allergy. So, and then, I know some other people too, but yeah, to come back with back pay and the rank and everything else. I mean, dude, I get it. I just don't know if, first and foremost, if many of them are in shape to come back in. Right. If they stayed in shape, and granted, there's no conflict, true conflict like there was, going on.
Right.
But I don't know if any of them will come back in just because of the experience that they had of, hey, if you don't take it, you're done type deal. Yeah. And is that going to happen again? Right. It's a bad taste in people's mouth that they don't want to deal with.
Yeah. Unfortunately, when you sign your name on that dotted line, you are considered American property. You're government property.
Yeah.
Once you sign your name on that dotted line, unfortunately. So that's like when we were forced to take the anthrax virus. They're like, well, if you don't take it, you're getting booted out. And it was just like, okay, so we got, I think 3 or 4 doses of the anthrax shots. I forget what it was. So it's crazy. Me personally, if they want to go back in and they're in shape, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like you. A lot of them probably got a bad taste in their mouth and like, screw Uncle Sam. You know, it's one of those things, and we'll just have to see how it all plays out in the future.
Yeah.
You know,
And,
with
and you know, and a lot of people that they were in that were their subordinates are now going to be their peers or their seniors.
yeah,
Right.
true that.
So you have to look at that too. And if there's a private or a PFC or the Marine Corps wise Lance Corporal that you treated like trash, and now that person is now a sergeant, and you come back in as a corporal,
Yeah,
especially if you're in there, if they're in the same unit.
yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know anybody personally that got kicked out because they refused. I don't know anybody. I've not heard anything about anybody wanting to go back in. That's just my thoughts. I'm not speaking for anybody, or towards anybody. I just don't see it happening, honestly, just because they've been out for so long. They've been out for almost an enlistment. 4 years is a long time. A lot of things happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot happens in 4 years. So here's another from militarytimes.com. Corpsman receives medal for saving Marine from heat stroke. This was Thursday, February 13, 2025. It says a U.S. Navy corpsman received a medal decoration for helping rescue a Marine who became dangerously ill from high temperatures, according to the Marine Corps Reserves. Hospital Corpsman Petty Officer First Class Billy B-U-I, or Bo, I guess it might be Bo, of the 4th Marine Division provided life-saving assistance in August 2024 to an unresponsive Marine at Camp Talaga on Camp Pendleton, California. He was awarded the Navy Achievement Medal for his actions. So I want to say thanks to the doc for saving the Marine, but that's his job, right?
Yeah, that's not going above and beyond unless he revived the kid, and even though it's still his job. But if the Marine was completely out and he revived him and brought him back to life, I get it. But a lot of those awards are supposed to be above and beyond the Call of Duty and whatever, especially the NAM, the Navy accommodation and stuff like that. But
so here's what it says. Several Marines hovered over the service member who they already stripped to cool his body temperature. Bo noticed the Marine's tongue was in danger of blocking his airway, so he instructed another Marine to insert a nasal pharyngeal airway, a tube to help prevent the tongue from obstructing breathing as they carried the Marine down the hill on the stretcher. So any life-saving, like you and I, when we took CPR and stuff, first thing they tell you is to clear the airway, make sure it's clear. So I mean, he basically did what he was trained. So
I mean, good on him for acting fast and not panicking, right? First and foremost, I mean, he saved a life. I mean, we had guys that came down with hypothermia in Bridgeport that
had to get in the sleeping bag with. Yeah.
I mean, I tell you what, Shoemaker became hypothermic, and I was his battle buddy. And Doc's like, you got to crawl in the bag with him. I'm like, no, you're doing it. I said, you're the corpsman. You're the one that's supposed to, make sure he's good. He goes, well, if somebody else comes down, I'll let you know. I'm not crawling naked in the bag with him. No. Shoemaker gonna die, man.
Shoemaker would Shoemaker would never mind. I'm not even going there. We're gonna keep it PG tonight.
Nah, I love Shoemaker, great dude, and I spent a lot of time with him, and I still stay in contact with him. But yeah, it's funny, but yeah, I was not about to crawl in the bag with him. I think somebody else stripped down to Silkies and crawled in with him. But
yeah, I think so too. I don't remember. Was it?
That was our first trip to Bridgeport, so that was 90.
That was on the hump up when they.
Well, we just got to the Meadows.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Miss Indy Nurse. She just joined on TikTok. I just want to give her a shout out there. She's amazing. If you're ever on TikTok, anybody out there that's watching, make sure you go follow Indy Nurse 1RN_MHA Michael Hotel Alpha. Her story is amazing. Her resilience is amazing. So I just want to give her a shout out. She's helped a lot of. So she's not a veteran. She's the wife of a veteran, and she's helped a lot of veterans not succumb to their demons. There's a whole backstory. That's her story to tell. I'm not going to tell her story on here because it's not my story to tell. But I just want to give her a big shout out. She's phenomenal. So if you're on TikTok, go follow her. She's got a heck of a story to tell. With the TikTok community on there with Vet Nation Cards and Lita and Sam from Black Dog, who was in here earlier. I don't know if he's still in here now, and everybody else. Sunny Side Up and Sunflower Queen. Though, dude, I tell you, the last couple years, the shift. So I remember first getting into, nonprofits, right? And a lot of these nonprofits, they didn't want to work with other nonprofits. They wanted just to focus on their nonprofit and the veterans that came to them. And when a veteran left, they got upset. Well, in the last couple years, man, that shift where all of these small mom and pop ones are like, hey, we need to work together, right? And that's how we're going to end the 22 or help eliminate. Just in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, most of them have different missions.
Yeah.
Right? So, and we talked about it before, and we'll end up talking about it again. Sometimes it's not the nonprofit, sometimes it's the veteran that doesn't share the message about the nonprofit because they feel as though it's theirs, and they're going to lose that connection with that nonprofit if they tell other people about it. That nonprofit can't help other people if they're not being talked about. Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you have a great experience with a nonprofit, tell your veteran buddies about it. If you have a crappy experience, tell your veteran buddies about it. Let them go and see for themselves.
Yeah.
Because like I said, what doesn't work for you might work for them.
Yeah. I agree with you 100% because what works for me don't work for you, and what works for Rich doesn't work for you or I. So if you just let your brothers and sisters out there, tell them about your experience, but let them go check it out themselves. And if you are a nonprofit out there and I come up to you and say, hey, I love what you're doing, I love your mission, but unfortunately it's not working for me, help me find an organization that will work for me. Find out.
Don't take it personal.
Yeah, don't take it
that's
personal.
the other thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But a lot of nonprofits don't want to work with other nonprofits because they feel as though there's only one pot of money, one pot of funds, and they're going to have to split it, right? And which isn't the case. There are so many different organizations out there, whether they're private businesses, donors, whatever, because you got, we'll just say Johnny Morris, right? So Bass Pro Shops, hunting, fishing, that's their deal. That's Bass Pro Shops. Johnny Morris donates a lot to an organization that donates homes and vehicles to severely wounded veterans.
Yeah.
Right. It's not always about the hunting and the fishing. It's about making the life of the veteran and the life of the family better. Walleye, when you go fishing, it's more than just fishing. There's a song out there. I can't remember who sings it. And she thinks she's just fishing. Now there's a better connection going on there. I'm at peace when I have line in the water. I don't care if it's through the ice. I don't care if it's off the boat. I don't care if it's off the shore. I'm at peace when I have a line in the water.
So there's this guy and wife, a husband couple. He's a veteran. She's not. It's called Battle Buddy Rods on TikTok. They make rods, fishing rods for veterans. Fishing is your thing. They make ice fishing rods. They make 6-foot rods, and they customize it to the veteran. So I'm going to get him connected with you and be like, hey, I got this Purple Heart recipient veteran, one of my best friends in the world. I think y'all need to make him a rod.
Dude, I'm going fishing for a week when I get back from the cruise.
Yeah. So we need to make that happen. See if we can get them to make you a rod. I think it'd be pretty cool to have one customized just for you. You know what I'm saying? Something that you could utilize, whether you're going wildlife fishing or well, I don't think you want to use it in the ocean, but you might.
It depends on what it is, man.
Yeah, it depends on what it is. Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about upcoming episodes because we are getting close to that hour time already,
Crazy.
and I didn't expect it to come that quick at all. So tomorrow, we have tomorrow we have Malachi Doc. So Malachi is a singer. He's been in several different genres. Right now, he's in Christian rock. He's a Navy corpsman. I want to say Desert Storm, maybe. I'm not for sure. But he is a combat veteran. We're gonna have him on tomorrow. I can't wait to hear his story. I've seen him. I've listened to his music. He does a lot with hero stock. So we're gonna have Malachi on tomorrow. The 23rd, we do not have an episode yet. The reason being is because that's my daughter's 18th birthday, and she looked at Dad and said, "If you have a podcast episode on my birthday, I'm going to chop it off." I'm like, "Okay."
And I'm not here to run it because I'll be in DC with Soldiers of Sidelines.
Yes, and I'm super excited for that. I was, when he announced that and you announced that, I was like, man, it's well deserved. So you are a continued inspiration, Mr. Gunny Deeds. Then on Monday, February the 24th, we have Fire Mission Ministries, which is here in Shelbyville, Kentucky. So we'll be talking with them. Then we have our Tip of the Spear, which will be on the 26th of February. So we need to get that scheduled here soon. Then on March the 2nd, we got Temple Massage, which is a super cool story. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it is a super cool story. And then this one you scheduled, Gunny, March 3rd with Case. You want to talk about that one?
Great young man. He is the youngest member of Team Fast Tracks. How can I put this? His mom's boyfriend is active duty Army, Purple Heart recipient, and they came to Team Fast Tracks Warrior Weekend with Blue Skies, and he saw the impact that it made on Eric. And he started a fishing tournament that they do once a year to raise money for Blue Skies and for a couple other nonprofits. So I think to date he's raised, I don't know, probably close to 20 grand for Blue Skies and the other nonprofits. So great young man. I can't wait for that episode. And that's the episode just before I take off to go on my cruise.
Yeah. And how old is he?
I think he's 14. Plays football, is wrestling right now. So yeah, he's very, very active within school, and his sister, Bella, is a phenomenal wrestler too. I mean, she's out in Illinois right now as a freshman, but yeah. Great family all around. His mom is one of our teammates. Mom's boyfriend, Eric, is one of our team members. So it's a family affair when it comes to Fast Tracks with them. But yeah, it's awesome. Great people.
I'm excited for that one too, because to see somebody that young having that much passion to help, your Team Fast Track plus Blue Skies for the Good Guys and Gals club, that's friggin' amazing. Sunday, March 9th, we had Scott Lara on before, and he was with militaryfairs.com, and now he's with another organization doing really great things with for veterans. So we're going to have Scott Lara back on.
Yeah, I will not be here. I will be out to sea somewhere that day.
Yes, you will be out to sea. And then March 10th, we got the Mental Health Warrior. That's a podcast. I was just recently interviewed on their podcast. Sam, I need to get you connected with them because I think they wanted to have you on. It's Pacific Tita on TikTok, and then plus the other people as well. So that takes us to March 10th. I'm not going to go into too much past March 10th. But yeah, definitely tune in tomorrow. We're going to have a great guest come on tomorrow, and super excited about it. But it is about that time of night, Gunny. I want to thank everybody that's come on and watched, whether you're watching on TikTok, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you are watching. Thank you for watching. And I don't remember going there, but anyway, somehow it's broadcasting to Heroes Media Group YouTube, and I don't understand it. But
They have a show tonight.
Well, they did on Facebook, and so it wouldn't let me go to Facebook, but it somehow got put on their YouTube channel. I don't know. Oh well,
They can delete it on their end.
Yeah, I'll just tell Adam. So HomeFront Sit Rep has a shirt that's out there. It says Marine It Down on it. It's co-branded. One side's got the American flag. The other side's got the HomeFront Sit Rep logo. At the end of the year, HomeFront Sit Rep gets 25% of all sales. And you don't even have to be a Marine to wear the shirt. It just says Marine It Down, which is basically keep it simple, stupid. The KISS method. If you were in the military, the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. I just switched it up to make it Marine It Down, just to be a little funny because everybody says Marines are dumb and we're not. So you can go here, sameflagsameoath.com, or you can go to this link, sameflagsameoath.com/products/marine-it-down, and you can order the shirt there. If you do order the shirt and you get it, take a picture, tag HomeFront Sit Rep on Facebook or wherever you are. That way we can share it. And then you can also find HomeFront Sit Rep on Reach Across America Radio. The link is scrolling down at the bottom of the screen, www.reachacrossAmerica.org/radio, or you can download the TuneIn app, iHeartRadio app, or Odyssey app. Search the word Wreath, and you can find HomeFront Sit Rep on there Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern. And Gunny, we do have to cut a promo for them before too long because they need a new promo for us. So
yep.
So yeah, you can find us on there. I also want to give a shout out to Heroes Media Group, Veterans Voice Radio, and Military United podcast streams. 3 great organizations. Can't say enough good things about any one of the 3. So check them out. Veterans Voice Radio has 2 apps you can download too. So it's an online radio station that has 2 apps. The first one is Ranger Rockwave, which is rock music. And then they also have Simplify Country, which is all country music. But the good thing is it's all veterans and family members of veterans that they play. So veterans that are not signed with a record label is who they play. So definitely go give them a follow and download the apps if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, go ahead. And then Gunny, this is you right here, my friend.
Yeah, you're not alone. You still have worth. You still have value. Don't let the dark days win. Let somebody be your stranger.
Heck yeah. And then that follows. What's up, Jenny Michelle? How are you? And you know how we were talking about Magnus Stormbreaker just a minute ago, and Valhalla Viking. He's actually in TikTok right now watching this, so want to give him a good shout out. So if you're in TikTok, follow Magnus Stormbreaker and also echoes.of.asgard, and you can follow along with their journey. And then we say this right here all the time, #be someone stranger. And what we mean by that, we as humans, we're more apt to talk to a complete stranger than the ones we love the most. So be somebody stranger. So if I go out and I'm out about and I see somebody who is down in the dumps. You can tell. Like, you can just tell by body language, facial expressions, whatever. Go up to them and say, "Hey, man. Hey, lady, you okay? How you doing?" And ask that next hard question. How are you really doing? And be ready for that conversation. Could be a 5-minute conversation. Could be a 5-hour conversation. Almost messed up there. Could be a 5-hour conversation. But you have to be ready, because you could save somebody's life just by going up and asking them, "Hey, how are you really doing?" Just be someone's stranger. Hashtag be somebody's stranger. So I definitely love that. And, I think that has caught on. Uh, there's a lot of people using that hashtag on TikTok, be someone's stranger, which is amazing. Um, and then, like Chaz says, so Magnus just says, "Howdy, gents. Thank you for the shout out. Keep up the hard work, guys. You are awesome." Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Chaz from FSB Initiative, he said something. We always say we got your six, right? That's something that we always say. But I liked what he said when he said that it's not "I got your six," it's "we got your 360." And I think that's something that we kind of overlook sometimes, because I can cover your six, but what about what's coming from the sides or the front? So 360 sounds a little bit better to me. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that, Gunny. So, but anyway, it's that time of night, and like we always say on Homefront Sit Rep, stay safe out there. We got your six. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find Homefront Sit Rep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your six.